Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. It's all about design, making stuff, and we're doing magic items. I thought it would be nice to make a magic shield, or let's say several, or maybe heck, as many as 20 if we can. I don't know. It depends on the ideas that come through. And I've kind of started early. This happens. Sometimes I just have ideas, so I jot them down. So yes, I'm going to be covering that today, and we're going to be doing a lot of that in this live stream. I have a poll that I would like you to take part in. You don't have to, but it would be great if you do, and I'll put that up for you. But yeah, I suggest grabbing some food, some drink, making sure you are comfortable, and be ready to share some ideas. We'll do our best to try and incorporate as many of those ideas as possible, and we'll go from there. Should be a fun time. Design and make your own magic items. Bread and butter of any game master or dungeon master, with monsters probably coming next and adventures somewhere in there somewhere as well. Anyway, let's get going. Hi, welcome to HowtoRPG. My name is Fred Wheeler, and this is where I talk about tabletop role-playing games, and we're going to make some magic items. I thought a magic shields have been on my radar. We were going to get here eventually, and the day has arrived. So for those of you who are unaware, normally in this live stream I have a Google document that I type in all of the magic items that I make in this live stream, which is exactly what we're going to do today. But I usually ask a question, and there's a poll posing a question to you, but I'm also going to get your feedback from you in the chat about some of your magic item ideas around the shield. Okay, and then of course I will share my Google document, and yeah, basically I'll build out as many of them as I possibly can. Hello, Fred Huber. Fred Huber is a patron and a moderator. Thanks for being here. The shield lance. Does that not already exist? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I did check some of the magic items that exist already, and there are quite a few, but not an enormous number. But anyway, so hashtag, what are your magic shield ideas? And what I want to aim for, and I know this makes it harder, I want to go for common, simple, or low powered. Okay, things that you can put in your game and you do not need to wind up shitting yourself. Oh, lace. Oh, it's a lace, not lance. Just wait for this lace because it acts like a normal shield. Oh, of course, of course. So, I keep forgetting. Fred Huber's magic items are like normal items, but we call them magical. Anyway, they've got to have some magical thing going on there, okay? What are your magic shield ideas? Common, simple, or low-powered? Those are the things I'm going to ask for. So let's go over to my document. Let's get started. Before see if I can not press the wrong buttons. That would help too. So this is my Google document. I started before the live stream, people. I'm sorry, I couldn't wait. I was ready to go, and I was just waiting for the time to tick by. It's nice to have a day where I can I'm ready. I'm not panicking. It's all good, and today was one of those. Amazing, considering yesterday was complete shit at work. But anyway, hands-free buckler. Some of you will probably be laughing at this, because this was basically a mundane shield in older versions of Dungeons and Dragons. And essentially, while wearing this shield on your forearm, you could still use your hand. And you gain a +1 bonus to your armor class. And I have literally just made a magic item that is the buckler, hands-free buckler. This is a bit cheeky on my part. I'll be honest. This is really me doing a. We should coin it now, Fred Huber. This is so. I am aware that this is just a little bit on the. The only reason why it's got a +1 bonus to armor class, right, because it's a buckler, it's not because it's magical. It's just because the buckler, whether it were magical or not, would give you a +1 armor bonus. So it's essentially, it's anyway, okay, so I'm putting it in yellow. I am aware that it's not truly a magic item. It is just a mundane item. So maybe we need to do a little bit more with it. Anyway, the holy symbol, the holy shield. This is again kind of me taking the piss just a teeny weeny bit, but not completely, because be fair, usually when you're doing any sort of thing with a holy symbol, you've got to hold it, right? You've got to hold your symbol when you call on your divine power, divine God's power. You've got to have it in your hand. Well, now you don't. You can just mount it on the front of your shield, okay? And it acts as if you were holding it. Now, I suppose you could say that's kind of, Fred, the same thing you did there with the hands-free buckler. I'm going to say not really, because it's kind of like, it's a conduit. The shield is a conduit for your holy symbol that's mounted on the front. You could mount a holy symbol onto any other shield and it would not have the same effect. It would just be a holy symbol sitting on your shield, but you still would be able to use your turn undead or your divine godly powers that you've got. So I'm going to say this is actually a legitimate, commonish, low-powered magic item that's a shield. God, I'm really good at convincing you of my point of view. Let's keep going to the next one. This is even more hilarious, because you're probably going to look at this and say, Fred, that's a mundane item again. And I'm not going to dispute that it kind of is. And maybe we should just get rid of the torch, mounting the torch on the front of the shield. And maybe we should just make the torch glow. I think maybe, because I've done it again. Look at that. This is, obviously I was in a place, a place of some kind. So maybe I should just put the light spell on the front of the shield rather than we can mount a torch on the front of the shield. And then it's actually magical, right? That would be like something. So we'll highlight this in yellow as well, that I probably should be doing something with this as well. Cheeky me. Anyway, next, the quick change shield. I feel this is legitimately a magic item, because putting on a shield and taking one off takes a bit of time. Like, you either have your shield on or you have your shield off. But you can't really do that in the middle of a battle. And if you can't do it in the middle of a battle, you can't have your shield bonus, and blah, 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 blah. So quick change shield. While holding this shield, you can don and doff the shield as a free action. As a free action. Let's just do no bonus actions, none of that shit. I don't want like bonus actions. Free action. It's not taking your action. It's not using your movement. It's just a free action. You just get to do it. In most game systems, if you're there using a free action, whether it's D&D or Shadow Dark, my new favourite game, but this is also kind of growing on me. Castles and Crusades is growing on me a little bit, and although I probably never go back to playing Pathfinder, I have to say that at least the table in the Game Master Guide for Pathfinder 2e has got a reasonable table for making your own magic items. I feel like there is a table in there that actually seemed to do its job to a certain degree, which is nice. It's good to have that, like a lot of options. So this is my other shield. So we've got a lot of space to fill in, right? A few things to sort out. Fred's cheeky hands-free buckler needs to be sorted out, and the torch. I think we're just going to call it the light shield. No, that's shit. The light shield. The light shield. Light shield. No, shining shield. That's cooler. Alliteration, people. All right, shining shield, and shining. Oopsies, that's wrong. I got that. Okay, let's go over here, and we'll take that off, and let's fix this. And I think the easiest way is to just use the light cantrip and how their torchlight works. I mean, you could use dancing lights, I suppose, but I don't know. I won't worry about that. I'm going to come back to all this stuff. I'm just skipping through since I didn't do it before, and I probably should do it now. Do they word this better? No. Couldn't care less about this. No. Okay. Shoots, blah, 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 feet. Okay, so let's just go here. And let's go over here. Let's go here. So while holding this shield, you... And I don't want you to have to use an action to turn it on and off. You can use a free action paste it, free action to make it illuminate, a bit cooler, illuminate, say giving, bright light in a 30, let's go with 30, the 20's, and dim light for an additional 30 feet. Do we need to go with the dim light thing? I suppose we could. There's going to be an argument about, oh, it should be this and it should be that. Screw this dim light stuff. Let's just get rid of the dim light stuff. It's magical. It doesn't have to have, it can just go bright light out and then it's just darkness. And let's go 40 feet. It is super simple then. I don't have to worry about too much nonsense. You're like, oh, okay, so what's the effect in dim light if you're using 5e? What's the effect in bright light? We know what that is. Okay, but dim light, it's this. And then, no, fuck it. Let's just do that. It's a lot easier. All right, so I'm obviously having one of those days. Pardon my French. And I don't speak French. It's Kiwi vulgar. That's what you're dealing with today. All right, so these are what I have so far. So I obviously have to do something about the hands-free buckler because it's a little bit of a... It's a bit cheeky. Do you know what I mean? It's a little teeny bit cheeky. We could just give it a +2 bonus because it's basically a shield, but the buckler, then it's magical, isn't it? But the problem is if I give it a +2 to armor class, is that a magical bonus or a non-magical bonus? Does that count? Because it's a shield. Shields give you a +2 bonus if you're playing 5e. Shadow Dark, it's the same. You get a +2 bonus. So, I know. +2 bonus to armor class. That is not magical. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. If it's doing exactly what a shield does, it's not really giving you an extra, is it? This is not bonus. Is this going to... You're going to have to let me know, people. Is this going to cause headaches for a dungeon master having to argue with a stupid player who cannot get their head around the fact that it's just giving you a +2 bonus, not an extra +2, because it's a shield? You're not getting +4, you're getting +2. Do I need to rewrite it? Do I need to be much more clear with what I've said? I don't know. Anyway, it's possible. So let's go over to chat. Let's see what we've got. Oh, hang on. I need to write down... he had said a lace shield, but I actually like the idea, because I got it mixed up, lace and lance for some reason. But I actually like the idea of a lance shield. You know where I'm going with this, right? I'm literally going to give you a shield and a lance all in one. That's a magical item. There you go. We'll come back to this. The lance shield. Do I have this in the right place? I don't know. I think so. Let's go back to chat. Okay, here we go. Hello, Pale Rider. Right, Fred. The Kraken shield. Advantage evading tentacle grabs. Oh, that's not a bad idea, man. I kind of like this. Very caloric shield. Prevents weight gain due to overeating. I would need that. That could be very useful to me. I have definitely gained way too much weight, which is why I'm going to, after this, go and do some exercise. Might help with my stress levels, and it might help with my weight. Anyway, let's have a look here. So let's do some copy and pasting out of the chat, and then I'll just bring the screen back to where we were before, and then do my best to fix them up and make them into something useful. Okay, so that's that one. The Kraken Shield acts like a holy symbol, the same as the armor we made. Yeah, I've done it. We've got Holy Shield. You basically can mount your holy symbol onto your shield, and it acts like you're holding your holy symbol. So that's done. Those are such common things to crop up, right? That we got to have them. You got to have it. Claymore Shield. Oh, this is for exploding. This is for doing damage. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so I've got a few to work on here. Recoil does half damage to holder. Oh, come on. Love some claymores more. More claymores? You want more claymores? Really? Okay. Alright, so I've got those ideas. I'll mark my place in the chat because I've read down the list. Let's go back to the document and let's work on these. See if we can't get them into some sort of form. So, okay, so we've hands-free buckler. While wearing this small shield on your forearm, you can still use your hand, and gain a +2 bonus to your armor class. Okay. I've been writing so much Shadow Dark stuff recently, I kind of leave things out a little bit. So I've got to go back and reread things, don't I? Okay, let's do this. We were talking about a lance shield. Let's make a lance shield. This is a shield and a weapon, which is confusing. But it is. Okay, while holding the shield, it acts as a normal shield, but also a lance in the same hand. That does now. What's the damage on a lance? Because Shadow Dark, I don't think has lances. 5e does. 5e has lances, doesn't it? I'm sure it does. I'm sure it has lances. Because you have mounted combat, so why would you not have a lance? That would be stupid. I'm sure it does. This is a product of me not having played 5e for a little bit. I haven't played 5e for... It hasn't been that long. I'm already forgetting shit. Okay. That's not the word lance, Fred. That is light hammer. Where is it? Here we go. Lance. 1d12. Well. 1d12 damage. Does 1d12. That's not a 12. 1d12 damage. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. So let's just check this again. So I got it right. While holding this shield, it acts as a normal shield, but also a lance in the same hand that does 1d12 damage. Okay. I haven't stated what type of it's piercing. 1d12 piercing. It doesn't matter in Shadow Dark because I don't differentiate piercing, piercing, damage, piercing. Come on. There we go. There you go. For those of you who are playing 5e or 2024 or whatever Frankenstein version of D&D you're up to right now, there we go. I've been very specific. Okay, now the caloric prevents weight gain due to overeating. I'm trying to think about this a little bit. I don't really want it to be like a bag of holding shield. It just doesn't fit for me. I am thinking about it, and yeah, I think I'll delete it. The Kraken shield is going to get made. Kraken shield. The thing I love about Advantage is you can port it over to just about every game system under the sun, and that is a good thing. Okay, so let's oh shizers. Let's do that again. And a copy, and a down here, and a paste it in. Okay, it's common. While holding the shield, you gain advantage. Gain advantage when evading tentacle attacks. No, there can't be advantage. There would be advantage on the attack. That's not what we're trying to do here. It's supposed to be defensive. Oh, I know what we're trying to do here. It is grapples, but let's go a little bit further than that. Grapples and or grabs. Okay. While holding the shield, you gain advantage. You gain advantage when evading tentacle grapples or grabs. Grabs or grapples. Is it grabs or grapples or grabs? Or is it grabs and grapples? It's got to be one way or the other. Decide, Fred. When evading tentacle grabs or grapples. When evading tentacle grabs. No, when evading tentacle grapples or... No, it's got to be grabs. Or grapples. Okay. That's what we want. Grapples. So... very, very specific. So I still feel like that can sit in the common section. I think we had a discussion around like being specific and giving advantage. I think we had established that they're uncommon, not common. That's right. We had established that it's a mechanic that probably for 5e it would be uncommon. Won't matter for Shadow Dark because nobody gives a toss about that sort of stuff because it doesn't exist. And other versions of the game they won't care either. So let's do this, and I think we can make it a bit better because we've got that bit of it. But then there's the fact that they're attacking you. So tentacle attacks against you have disadvantage. Let's do that as well. So that kind of covers our the grappling side of things and the attacking side of things. So we're kind of covering all our bases, but it's essentially doing the same thing. Okay. While holding the shield, you gain advantage when evading evading tentacle grabs or grapples. Tentacle attacks against you have disadvantage. Okay. Bum bum bum. Now, the Claymore Shield. I feel like this is a very high-powered item. (1d6) piercing damage to a creature in the affected area, dexterity to halve. I'm thinking about this just a little bit right now. I am not tempted to use a dexterity saving throw. just because it's too heavily focused in 5e, and I want to dissect it as much as I can from 5e and make it a little bit broader across other games. The Claymore Shield would then sit in what area of... okay, so let's see if I can do this. This is a hard one. So we'll go with the Claymore Shield. 2d6 I don't feel like it's outside of the realm of reasonable damage, so I don't feel like it needs to be uncommon. So it could still be common. So let's go here. I think we can do this by going... It's kind of like a weapon as well, but I'm not going to list it as that, as a shield. Copy. So let's do here. Now 20-foot cone is really big, so it's too much. But let's go here. You can, while holding the shield, you can use an action to fire an explosive blast. Okay, there we go. While holding the shield, you can use an action to fire an explosive blast. That's what I want. I don't want it to go too high, so let's go here. So any creature within 5 feet is sprayed with 100 ball bearings. Okay. Let's do 1d6 piercing damage. Okay, so I still want to tie it to a dice roll, but I want it to dice roll that is easy to deal with. And I think an attack roll is probably the easiest way. While holding the shield, you can use an action to make an attack. Make a melee attack. That fires an explosive blast. Any creature within 5 feet is sprayed with 100 ball bearings that do 2d6 piercing damage. It's basically the equivalent of a great sword, or I guess the great axe. But it's just another way of making an attack. You're using your shield rather than a weapon. It's a strange one, but yeah. While holding the shield, you can use an action to make a melee attack that fires an explosive blast. Any creature within 5 feet is sprayed with 100. Okay, I think that's it. I think I got the claymore down. And it's still a common magic item, rather than being a high-powered, let's burn them to the ground. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can move on and do anything else before. Maybe I'll have to do some my own brain thinking stuffy. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So here we go. There was a pepper box pistol that had 8 barrels. Pull trigger, maybe 1 fires, maybe a few, maybe all. If all, it broke the holder's arm. Not a great idea. Shield of disarm. The shield has a magnetic effect on enemies' weapons and has a chance to magnetically capture weapons that hit it. Oh no, not chance. This is too good an idea, Pale Rider, to make there being a chance. No, if you hit the shield with it, the weapon sticks to it. It's definitely an idea I like too much to not just make that happen. Okay. Companion shield. The user can summon the creature that is depicted on the shield for a limited time. Oh, it's definitely got some promise. It is just, I know that it'll wind up being a more powerful shield in terms of a magic item, and I don't want to do that necessarily. I don't want to focus. I'm trying really hard to focus on stuff that isn't high powered, but it's a cool idea. If it just summoned a bunny rabbit, it would not be a problem. Shield of thick skin, immune to vicious mockery. Really? Shield of thick skin, immune to... Okay. Shield of teleport. When an enemy is struck by the shield, it has a chance of teleporting the enemy a certain distance away. Will not work on the user. I have to think about this one. Teleport is you're trying to duplicate Misty Step. I don't like Misty Step as a spell, frankly. It's just too abusable. And I love spellcasters, but it's an abusable spell. It's way too abusable. Now I think about this more. Claymore needs to have a negative effect on user. It keeps with improper use of an actual Claymore mine. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I don't think so. I've made it fairly tame. It's all good. It's fine the way it is. Overboard. I mean, we can sit here and make cursed magic items till the cows go home. That's a thing. But I think it would be smarter if we just have a session where we sit down for 2 hours and just make cursed magic items rather than trying to feed them into everything else that's here. You get what I mean? Claymore needs to have... hello, Overboard. How you going? Overboard is a moderator. Yes, it has been a while, but I'm assuming you have been very busy. There's been a lot of people been very busy. Shield of Ram. The shield can be used as a battering ram on inanimate objects. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Pal Rider. I like that. That's quite a good idea, actually. I think we should definitely work on that one. The Shield of Disarm is just... The magnetic shield is definitely a... Darn it, what have I done? Try again. Click it in there. Yeah, there we go. Right, sorry people. Next. Fog shield. Can envelope a small area in fog. It's like the Shield of Darkness, isn't it? It's the Shield of Darkness from the Golden Voyages of Sinbad. This is what you're talking about. I don't think that's a dumb idea. I think there's a place for it. Clickety click click click. Boom. Dear. Frog shield. What? Summons a swarm of frogs that cling to the user, acting as temporary hit points. I hate temporary hit points. I hate it. It might be very messy hit points, but I've never liked temporary hit points. It's bad enough. I mean, the problem is, if you give temporary hit points to characters in 5e, they're even more difficult to kill than they were before, which kind of eliminates the possibility of death unless you're level 1 or 2. In Shadow Dark, it's too much. Like, you couldn't do it. And other versions of the game, it's, yeah, not a huge fan of the frog thing. Do I really want it to summon a swarm of frogs? I think that goes back to the animal thing. I would be alright with it being frogs. If we stipulate the kind of animals that you summon, I would not be against that. It would be more amusing than anything else. Anyway, but let's add frogs to possibly the thing that we use. Okay, Shield of Sight. The wearer can see through the shield, protecting them from gaze attacks, spitting acid, and the like. This is a good idea. I like this. This is actually very, very smart. I'm quite impressed. That's a ingenious idea, in fact. Shield of Darkness. Alright, back to this one. What else? I designed a weapon around a miniature I have that carries a wagon wheel over his shoulder. I gave it bludgeoning damage for an attack with a chance to bash, knock back. Also can be used as shield bonus. Okay, alright. Magic Absorption. Oh, I think that might already exist, but let's have a look. User has a chance of taking half damage for every attack spell that hits the shield. It gains a +1 for the limited time. Hell no. Magic Absorption? No, I'm not making that. I mean, I'll take a note, but it's too much. That's a really high-powered magic item. For those of you who want to do that, that's fine, but no, I'm not making that. Microsoft of Magic. What? It's not a curse. It's a feature. Okay, alright. So I need to start working on some of these ideas you've thrown my way. So I'll do that. But I will just put in my prompt again. Let's try to stick to low-powered, simple, common stuff. Things that you can stick in the game and your players do not need to get too excited, but still are going to be at least partly happy they got something. But it won't break your game and just wreck everything. So let's see if I can do this. Change the screen over to this one. I got a whole bunch of ideas to work through. So let's going to call this the magnetic shield. Shield. And we'll get rid of this. And then you don't need to use an action, it's just going to work. Copy, bring this down here and paste it. Okay, while holding this shield, it creates a magical magnetic effect. Magnetic effect. How many weapons can you stick to this thing before the shield is really not operational anymore? Ah, dear. It's a magnetic magical effect, and I'm going to make it common. We're going to see if we can get it into a common field. While holding the shield, it creates a magnetic effect, and effect that that causes all weapons that successfully hit you to stick to it. Whoopsies. You can have a maximum of, let's say, four weapons stuck to the shield before losing the armor class bonus. Okay. All right. So we also have to have a way of getting rid of the weapons that are stuck to your shield. So there needs to be. So this is going to have to be a little bit more complicated than I normally do, but that's fine. We can't do everything in one or two sentences. While holding the shield, it creates a magical magnetic effect that causes all weapons that successfully hit you to stick to it. That doesn't mean it stops the damage. You're still going to take damage. Okay? The loss of hit points and damage is not just hitting meat. It is wearing you down. So you're still going to take the damage, but now the weapon is stuck and they're going to have to pull out a new weapon and whack you with that. And when they succeed in hitting you, then it's going to stick to the shield again. So there are going to be a few here. Okay. The shield before you lose the armor class bonus. As a free action, you can make all weapons stuck to the shield as a free action you can make, hang on, as a free action you can unstick. Is that an actual word, or is that just a word of unstick? Unstick. It is. Is unstick actually all weapons stuck? Shit. Unstick all weapons stuck to the shield. Okay, so then they just fall together. Actually, the shield. As a free action, you can unstick all weapons stuck to the shield. I think that's it. I thought that. Well, I was thinking unstick, and I was like, is there really a word? Unstick. Of course, they become no longer stuck together. It is. It's apparently a word. Unstick. Thesaurus. Do we have a... God, I need to get better at spelling that dinosaur name. Undone, loosen, untie, unglue, unstick. No, unstick. That'll do. It's clear enough. Okay, I think we've got the magnetic shield down. The ram, we should do the ram next. We should do the ram, because the ram is... shield of ram. Ramming. I feel like it should be the ramming shield. Ramming shield. The shield of ramming or the ramming shield? Ramming shield. Ramming shield. I don't think we need to have an action tied to this. I am tempted. I think I am tempted to do. What am I tempted to do with this? I think it needs to do more than just against inanimate objects. I think it needs to have a little bit more to it. I'm just trying to think how I would go about doing that. It is essentially now a weapon when you're using it that way. Okay. So, copy. Go down, down, down. I think that we got that there. Got that there. The claymore. Magnetic. Is the magnetic shield really going to be beyond being common? I feel like it's not the end of the world. You have to let me know if I think you. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm thinking about this a little bit more, but maybe for 5e would it go up? Would it be uncommon? It's such a strange effect. Okay, all right, let's have a look here. It's a weapon, so... okay, so ramming shield. Shield. Let's do that. Delete. And we go here, bold. Weapon. Okay, so while holding the shield, you can use an action to make a okay, while holding the shield, you can use an action to make a make goats horns grow out of the front of it and make an attack. The shield can be used as a battering ram on inanimate goats. Make a goat to make goat's horns. Yeah, okay, cool. The shield can be used as a battering ram on inanimate object on objects. On objects. Terrain or a creature doing 1d4. Do I want 1d4? That's pretty lame. 1d4. 1d4 is like a dagger in it. It's not that cool. 1d4. Let's make it 1d6. 1d6. Bludgeoning damage. Bludgeoning damage. Okay, it's basically like a short sword now, isn't it? But yeah. Is it really? How does this sit? Does it feel like it's doing anything? Well, you're still getting an armor bonus, and you're getting it to use it as a weapon. So, here's the thing: like, somebody going to try to have this shield and then another shield to have an extra armor class bonus, so that they just have 2 shields and they use 1 shield for pump, and the other shield for protection, or they're both shields for protection, and one of them is actually the one that they attack with. So they just walk around with 2 shields. So it's going to look really weird. The shield can be used as a battering ram on objects. And terrain. Doing 2d6 damage, or on a creature doing 1d6 bludgeoning damage. Okay, the shield can be used as a battering ram on objects and terrain doing 2d6 damage, or on a creature doing 1d6 bludgeoning damage. I think that's better. I think that's probably where I need to sit. Let's do it that way, shall we? Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that's magical. That's doing something. It's different. It's leaning more into the inanimate object rather than the creatures, but they're going to try to do it against a creature. We're just making that less effective. It'll look strange if they use that and another shield as well. But is it really the end of the world? No. Normal shield, ramming shield, bang, bang, bang. Higher armor class. This has a potential to be exploited, doesn't it? It probably pushes this magic item up in its effectiveness to a plus. Would it be a +2? It would be. I mean, the damage output that is not the big issue. 2d6 against inanimate objects and terrain, not a problem. 1d6 against creatures, nothing terribly special, right? But the fact that you could use 2 shields and one of them could be this, that is quite significant, which essentially means Shadow Dark it's a +2, 5e it's a +2 for normal shields. This doesn't have a plus bonus to it as such, but we could wind up pushing this into a different bracket, and essentially it's becoming a +2, isn't it? So it's really rare. This is a rare item. It's not common. So even though it's a cool idea, if we get rid of the creature side of it, then it stays common. The problem is I don't think we can use this and say it can't be used against creatures. It wouldn't make any sense. If it can be used against an object or terrain, why can it not be used against a creature? It has to be a rare item. It's unfortunate. I think that's going to have to be a rare. Yeah. Rare it is. Okay, next. This is the Shield of Darkness, which was the fog one. I'm going to get rid of the fog idea. I'm just going to go with the darkness. And so how do we do that? I'm not sure right now. Come back to that. I think that's going to require us to use the darkness spell. I can't remember what level the darkness spell is. Okay. Shield of Sight, though. We could do that. I need to work on this one here. Like, how do we figure out how to make that work? I think I can. Let's try that again, Fred. There we go. We will push this under. No, we won't worry about that. Paste. Transparent shield. See-through. No. Transparent shield. Let's just call it a Shield of Sight. Transparent shield. Let's do that. Okay. And it is protecting you from some fairly significant things like petrification. It's a big deal. It is not curing it though. I don't think it should have anything like stop you from the acid spit stuff. That's not going to stop. It's not going to help you against that. Let's get rid of that. But so the fact that you can see through the shield and protect you from gaze attacks, so you don't have to look into their eyes and you are unaffected by gaze attacks. I like that idea a lot. I think that's really clever. How do we do this though? Let's try this. Okay, so transparent shield. While holding the shield, while holding the shield, while holding this shield in front of your face, you can see through the shield. You can see through the shield, preventing shield preventing magical gaze effects from harming you. Is that right? Let's have a look here. While holding the shield in front of your face, you can see through the shield, preventing magical gaze effects from harming you. Okay. So we're not curing petrification. But it's still very strong. It is very specific. Does it need to be common or uncommon? I feel like it could be verging on uncommon just because of the nature of it. But it is also one of those weird things where while holding the shield in front of your face, you can see through the shield, preventing magical gaze effects from harming you. Common or uncommon? Common or uncommon? Oh my. He sits here and he ponders the question, how should I do this? I'm going to think about that a little bit more. I want to do the Shield of Darkness. I just haven't. Yeah, I think that's going to be the Darkness spell, which I think is it's a level 2 spell. Level 3. I can't remember. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering about this being common. It might be uncommon. There's nothing that really sort of does this. Well, no, you can have a mirror. You can have a mirror, right? And the mirror is not a magic item. And a mirror would allow you to see, is it doing what a mirror would do, but it's just a little bit better than the mirror because you have to kind of point the mirror and look around corners using the mirror. And I think it's all right. It's really strong. But I just think in terms of if you can have you use a mirror to kind of do what you want to do to hit you, to avoid getting petrified and gaze effects or whatever. Like it's not going to just be petrified from a Medusa or the Basilisk, but there's also the Umber Hulk. There's a few things that have gaze effects, don't they? Okay, It's actually quite tricky, that one. Well, yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Let's see what else you guys have cooked up. Anything I need to work on? Hello. How's it going, Agile Monk? Agile Monk is a patron and a moderator. Thanks for being here. Magic Absorption Shield accumulates 10 points and explodes for all the stored damage. No, you can't discharge it, and you don't know how many it has already absorbed. It's going to be a great, huge headache for the game master to adjudicate. I see what you're trying to do there, Fred Huber, but I feel like it's going to be I'm just not completely sure that that's a... No, we're not going to... No strength check will get your weapon back off the magic magnetic shield. You're screwed. So unless you deactivate the thingy, the weapon stays stuck to the shield. Too many weapons stuck to the shield is going to be a problem. But I mean, here's the thing. If you deactivate it and they all fall to the ground, they're just going to pick them back up again. So, yeah. Yeah, I think letting them deactivate it is fine. I don't want you to be able to pull it free. I think once it's stuck there, you just have to grab yourself another weapon. Most monsters, I mean, it has to be a metal weapon. I think that's what I need to state. It needs to be a metal weapon. If the magnetic thing, so you could have a weapon that is not magic. Okay, so here we go. While holding the shield, it creates a magical magnetic effect that causes all metal weapons that successfully hit you to stick to it. But if it's a wooden club, it ain't going to work, is it? Forget about the magnetic side of things. So, yeah. You like the magic shields? Well, I'm glad you do. We're going to keep working through them. Boomerang shield can be thrown like Captain America's shield. So, I hate to say it, Pale Rider, but guess what? Wizard of the Coast already made that. Not surprised at all, but it literally already exists. Like if you were wondering, is there a boomerang shield? There it is. Uncommon Captain America's shield is already been done. So we can't do that one. Sorry. It's one of those things. Champion shield. Here we go. Champion shield. The shield can let out a roar that causes fear in everyone in front of it, encouraging anyone behind it. I don't know. I'm thinking about this. Flavor-wise, it's interesting. Mechanically, how would I do it without ballsing things up? I am still trying to figure that one out. So I'm going to keep that idea near the bottom. Scroll shield. Use up to 4 scrolls can be embedded into... Fuck no. Not a chance. No. One of the worst things that Wizards of the Coast has done recently is allowing you to imbue a magic item with a specific spell. They've kind of done that with a lot of stuff, and it is a mistake. Because I know how I would wreck and exploit that in the game, and everybody in my game group does. So if they know and I know, everybody else will know about how to do that as well. It is a bad idea. I think that is a terrible, terrible idea, unfortunately, buddy. If you try to use 2 shields, it becomes bulky and gives... No. Okay. A map shield. The inside of the shield shows a map of the user's surroundings. It won't show secret doors, but it might show a passage beyond. I'm not fond of this. Didn't we do a book that's kind of works like this? I think the map shield we leave. The shield sled. Can I just say, Fred Huber, what a winner. What a winner. The shield sled. From Willow. We've got to have that. Let's do that. Let's do the shield sled. I like it. I want to work on that next. And then I want to do the shield of darkness, which was the shield of fog. But the shield sled is a winner for me. bones or complete skeleton attached to the shield, maybe orc skeleton. I exploit the ring of spell storing. Yeah, I exploit the ring of spell storing. I warn the DM in advance, but they give me one anyway. Yeah, look, anything that allows you to store a spell in a magic item is just too easy to exploit. For those of you who are designing your magic items, don't do that. Ever. Not unless you want to really screw up your game. That will do it pretty efficiently. How am I doing for time? We're just over an hour. We're doing pretty well, man. Like, there's been so many ideas here. We're doing really well. Let me just drop this down here. And I start working on your ideas, people. And plugging away at more of this stuff. So, let's go back over here. We have the transparent shield, which we kind of nailed down. The shield sled is too good not to do. Let's do it. Magically go uphill, similar to flying carpet, but only works on snow. No, we're not going uphill. Well, forget about the weight. Like, not a chance. We're not measuring weight. I know you're AD&D, buddy, but that's not going to happen. But converting it into a shield, into a sled for 6 people, I love that idea so much. I mean, it's kind of like a token, isn't it? It's essentially a token, which actually then solves a lot of my problems as to where it would sit. So let's do that. Let's do this. It's nice and simple too. Here we go. Paste. Paste. While holding the shield. Shield. Now he's like, what do I do next? I should put you here, didn't I? You can use an action. While holding the shield, you can use an action to convert the shield into a snow sled for up to sled that holds carries up to 6 medium creatures. Okay, now that I've done that, this is pretty tame stuff. It's just a sled, but great if you're in the snow, right? So if I think about that, how would I do this? There's no spell that I can refer to, but there are tokens already in the game that are magic items. Of course, I would have to then flip to a page that has tokens. Is it under T for tokens? T for tokens. Doesn't matter. I mean, nobody's going to give a toss what it is for Shadow Dark or in other games. But for if you're doing 5e or you're doing so it's not called a token. What is it called then? They've got to be called something, right? They've got to be a... this is frustrating. So I'm working on something and I can't remember what the thing is called in the game. What is it called? What are they called? It's not a ring. No, it's not rings. Oh, that. Okay, so it is. They are token, but the token's at the end. A bird token. A swan boat token. Quill's feather token. So Quill's feather token. Okay, so that makes it. Okay, so be it. So what is the rarity? So if you get yourself an anchor is rare. A bird token is rare. A fan turns into a boat. A swan boat, outdoor tree, a whip. So it's rare. So it's actually quite a big thing. It's not a small thing. Okay. All right. It's a big deal. And this is not a single-use item too, so that's like rare. So, while holding the shield, you can use an action to convert the shield into a snow sled that carries up to 6 medium-sized creatures. A free action transforms the sled back into a shield. Bum bum bum. There we go. Alright, I think we got it. That should work for Shadow Dark and 5e and a few other games without too much trouble. It's spelled out pretty easily there. Cool. Alright, so now that I've done that, champions, companions, teleport, magic absorption, no, darkness spell. Do we have darkness spell? Darkness spell, what is that? It's a second level spell. So it's going to be uncommon, which is fine. Okay. So, this is difficult. I am not too sure how that is going to work. I mean, the rarity is not the problem. It's just the other things I have to consider. Creature with dark vision can't see through this darkness, and non-magical light can't illuminate it. So, I guess this is really what we're doing here. I mean, to be fair, the Shield of Darkness, if I remember from the Golden Voyages of Sinbad, it was really just making you invisible. So it's essentially the invisibility spell. It's not the darkness spell. I kind of like the idea that it just makes you like a big black blob. But it might be simpler mechanically to simply make you become invisible, and to just do that once per day. Like, that would be probably the easiest way to deal with that whole thing, because it's invisibility is what level spell? Although the way they deal with invisibility in 5e is crap. But here we go. Here we go. So this is, so I need, it's a level 2 spell. It's still going to be uncommon. It's not a spell, it's an effect. So we need to make sure we include this if we do this. God. It would be kind of nice to have 2 effects going on here. It would be kind of nice to have 2 effects going on here. And I can see a place where that would work. So it has to be an action to do it. Otherwise, you don't get to do it. Okay, paste. So, rare. It's not rare. It's going to be uncommon. While holding this shield, you can use an action to make yourself invisible, or a magical darkness shroud you for. Now, how long? Let's just go with 1 hour. Forget about the concentration. For 1 hour. Okay. Okay, so that's that bit there done. There's another aspect to this that we need to do, though. Okay. While holding the shield, you can use an action to make yourself invisible, or a magical darkness shroud you for 1 hour. And now we need to figure out how it ends. Pardon me. For 1 hour each day. Okay. While holding the shield, you can use an action to make yourself invisible, or a magical darkness shroud you for 1 hour each day. End of story. That eliminates a lot of the other problems we might have. It's a 1 hour use, so that's limited. Next. What are we doing here? The magical invisibility or darkness shroud ends when you make an attack or cast a spell. Okay. There we go. We've done that one. All right. So nice. How are we doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and a couple of ideas here, which I still am not too sure how to do without them winding up being really powerful magic items. Okay. All right, let's go back to chat and see what we can do there. Not so fond of doing those ones there, so let's just leave them for now. So let's see if we've got anything else. Otherwise, it's back to the drawing board. Oh, God, there's a lot of stuff. Oh, here we go. Negative space. Hello, negative space. How are you? Welcome back. Welcome to the party. Magic mirror shield that has to make a con save of facing an ugly creature or it breaks. God. A mirror. Look, I'm not against a mirror shield. I'm not against a mirror shield. I can see a place for it, for sure. But the con save, ugly creatures, it breaks. I'm less excited about that idea. But I can see a place for a mirror shield that maybe reflects gaze attacks. Like that would be quite fun to use. As a magic item, I can see a place. It would be quite a strong magic item if it's doing that. The only thing. But I'm not against the idea. And it's very specific. So it's only going to work in a very, very, like how often? 1 out of 99 encounters. If you're lucky. My shield of scroll would only be usable by pleb characters that you that could use the scrolls. So only clerics, multi-class, pale. Everybody multi-classes, Pale Rider. And 5e, everybody multi-classes. 2024, everybody multi-classes. If you don't multi-class in that game, you just put yourself back, like, because nobody's getting to level 20. Like, I mean, I've run games to level 20, but nobody really does this. Like, everybody multi-classes. So it's not going to work. As far as I'm concerned, it's not a good idea. Barkeep shield. Make the guy next to you pay your tab. The jokes are getting pretty good, Fred. They are. Drinks for everyone. Shield of concealment. When the shield is touched, the ground will camouflage any person within 20 feet for a limited time. No, I mean, the cloak, we've got a cloak that does that. I don't really feel like we need to do that for a shield. So we'll leave that alone. The saw blade shield is too good to buzzsaw. Yeah. I think we need to call it the buzzsaw shield. The saw blade shield is not as fun as the buzzsaw shield. That is definitely a thing. We're going to make that. I can see that being just too much fun to not. So, this is the... We've got another shield that is turned into a weapon. The buzzsaw. I'm going to cut through here. Okay, shield of the sun. Any light reflected off of the golden shield counts as sunlight. What? Shield of the sun. I mean, you should just have it reflect. We've got an illuminating shield already. I think that's close enough. Pale Rider. So we made one that's called the, what is it called? We called it something about light, didn't we? Shining shield. It basically illuminates and it creates bright light. So, yeah. Shield of the sun. What we could do, I could see the name Sun Shield being more interesting than the Shining Shield. The Sun Shield, Sun Shield, Shield Sun, Sun Shield. Sun Shield's better. Let's do that. Sun Shield. While holding the shield, you can use a free action to make it illuminate, giving bright sunlight. Sunlight. Bright. 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 So providing. Bright sunlight. Sunlight. And a 40-foot radius. Going to be a bane for a vampire, because sunlight, vampires don't like that. I like that a lot more. So I've done that. It's done. We just squished it into the other thing. Okay, shield of Antomia. Nobody can remember that your name or face. Okay, Fred Huber, that I can live with. This one we can do. Yes, that's one I'll work on for sure. It's weird. It's really weird, but it's cool. I don't know how is it going to come up. I have no idea. But let's see what else do we got here. Shield of the Sun sounds like a good idea. Yeah, I like it. the shield thing to have. Yeah, it's yeah. Maybe the mirror shield breaks, it's cursed. I think what we do is we have it reflect gaze attacks or something like that. Look, I promise we will spend a whole 2 hours specifically designing cursed magic items. But not today. Okay? Not today. I'm going to leave it last. Okay? It's like what I'm going to save the dessert for last for you. How's that sound? So we'll do everything else, and then last we'll design some cursed magic items. And I'm sure you're going to come up with some seriously messed up shit. Shield of survival. While holding the shield, the user is protected from any harsh environments, including other planar environments. I am not a fan of this one. I'm not a fan of this one. I'm going to put it way the hell down here. I can see it's because it's clearly designed for planar travel, which means high level magic item. Hello Phil, how's it going? And I had an idea I like for the wrong stream. If you pick the wrong stream, sight of fat sight. The user can look through the shield and it acts like a telescope. Oh no, you're not going to use a shield as a telescope. Shield of sturdiness. If the wielder is not incapacitated, they can't be picked up, pushed, or knocked back against their will. If the wielder is not incapacitated, they can't be picked up, pushed. Your name and face. Yes, yeah, that would be funny. Like nobody knows what your name is. Oh, who's that guy over there? Oh, who's that chick? No, I don't know. I have no idea. Why are you following us around? Dear. Shield of sturdiness. I'm not a super fan of that one either. It's I might feel differently. I'll mark it down, but I'm not a fan of it. It's not singing. Fred, you should definitely do this one. I think the other ones that you guys have come up with are better. So let's go back. Where were we? We want the buzzsaw shield. Like we've got to make that. I think that's a given. Buzzsaw shield's just too running man to be left alone. So I will put my little mark in here. Do we need to have any more ideas? Well, yeah, probably. Let's just do that. I'll do the prompt again, and I'll start working on these ones that you've given me, and we'll get them done. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Sweet. Over here. So, Shield of Darkness. And Traveling Mat. Okay, so, the Buzzsaw Shield. Buzzsaw. Buzz. Saw shield. Yeah. Let's do that one. No, that's not how. Buzzsaw? Is buzzsaw together? Why would it be? I think it's just separate, isn't it? Buzzsaw. It's like that, isn't it? All right. So it's kind of essentially like the lance. It is essentially a weapon. We had another thing that was kind of like a weapon. It can be used to defend, attack, or disarm. So defend, attack, or disarm. But only one at a time. That is too hard to build into a game system. I can see that being a problem. I'm just trying to think about how I would structure that. I don't think there's any easy way to do it for Shadow Dark or 5e. I don't think you could easily do that for 4e or 3.5 or version 3 or even AD&D. I think it's trying to do too much. I see what you're trying to do here. Yeah, so yeah, my general feeling is this is one of those times where it's not going to make any sense. You're not going to. I don't think you're going to like what I'm going to do to try and make this work, because it means almost taking away everything, like 2/3 of what you've suggested here. Because how can it do? It just can't do that. It just won't work. Like I can just see all sorts of hassles with it. Okay, let's go up here. And we'll find, here we go. So we've got the battering ram. We can kind of do something like we did with the battering ram. So if we go here, what did we make? We made it it's bludgeoning because of something. But no, it's not. It's more like the lance shield, isn't it? Lance shield. It's probably more like this. I think that's more what we're trying to do here. So let's go here. Copy. Go down. But you want it to do something else. I'm just trying to figure out how it can do that. I know. I think I know. I think I have. Yeah. So I've figured out how to make that. I can't make all of it. I can keep 2/3 of your idea, which is defend, attack, and disarm. I can keep the disarm and I can keep the attack, but I can't keep the defend. No, there must be another way. Just because you're using it to attack does not mean that we need to take away the defensive capacity of the shield. But you still want it to disarm as well. I think we connect the disarm to the attack. Okay. Sorry, people. That's quite a complicated. While holding the shield, you no, it doesn't. No, you can use. So we are going to do this. While holding the shield, you can use an action. You can use an action to make an attack. We just need to find, how do I want to structure that? Okay, well, on the shield. Okay. Let's get rid of the damage being... It's obviously slashing for 5e. Doesn't matter for Shadow Dark. It doesn't need to be as much damage as that. It can be a lot less. Okay, so we need to connect it to... Okay, so I'm not sure you can use an action. Sod it. It's harder than I thought it would be. It's harder than I thought it would be. Let's take this. Paste. Okay, while holding the shield, this 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 okay. So while holding the shield, you can use an action to make a melee attack. Full stop. Then the edges of the shield rotate like a buzzsaw. Buzzsaw that do does. Paste. Bugger. So I screwed something up here. Here. Cut. It does. Jeez. Okay. The edges of the edges of the shield rotate like a buzzsaw, like a power saw that does 1d6 slashing damage and disarms the weapon of the target, and disarms the targeted creature of their weapon if they have one. Gee, if they have one, okay. Okay, let's see if I figure this one out. This was quite difficult. Okay, while holding the shield, you can use an action to make a melee attack. Okay. The edges of the shield rotate like a power saw that does 1d6 slashing damage, so it's very tame, and disarms the targeted creature of their weapon if they have one. Now, one dice roll determines both damage and secondary effect. And it is essentially a weapon that does something else. Won't mean very much nowadays in the world of weapon masteries in 2024. This is just standard shite for them. So, but we'll make it. We'll make it. If you're not playing that particular version of the game, you won't have it, will you? Okay, how am I doing for time? We're doing all right. So, shield over not. Okay, so let's do this. Go up, up, up. Paste. Let's go here. Bold. It's got to be shield. It's going to be common. Paste. Paste. Come. While holding a shield, nobody can remember your name or face. No mechanic, no saving throw. It's just going to work. Is there a spell that's like this? It's going to cause all sorts of sodding problems. Why am I making this? It's not a... I mean, it is a cursed item, isn't it? I fucking got tricked again. Okay, alright. It's done. I've done it. I'm going to say that it's a common magic item because it's not really a huge benefit. If anything, it's going to be a pain in the ass. If you want this thing in your game, you go for it. All right, let's move on. Let's do the mirror one. Mirror shield. Time is all good. Okay, so I really can just reverse what we did with the transparent shield, can't I? I think the only problem is that it is essentially turning it into the ability to use gaze attacks against somebody else, which means petrification. So there's got to be a spell that's like flesh to stone or petrify, right? There's got to be a spell that does that. So I need to make sure that I'm clocking it in the right way if I do this. Paste. Transparent shield, transparency. No, I'm going to make it uncommon. I don't know what else to... No, it doesn't work. The reason I did that is because the mirror exists. The mirror is just a mirror. And this is just... yeah, so does the mirror do the other thing? Like it's... If that's the logic that I had before for the transparent shield, then the mirror shield would sort of say, well... well, holding it in front of your face is not the thing, is it? That's not it. Because there's no need to hold it in front of your face. That's not what that's trying to do. This is a different thing going on, right? While holding the shield... Shield. Any magical gaze effect directed towards you. That doesn't mean it's not going to stop you being affected. No. Towards you also affects the creature. Okay, while holding the shield, any magical gaze effects directed towards you also affects the creature using it. So, if affects also affect the creature using it. I think that's... Okay, so now I need to establish... It's definitely not common, because although it's a mirror, it is... Well, here's the thing. It is a mirror, isn't it? It's just a big bloody mirror. What I'm going to do, get the mundane mirror, and I'm going to mark that down as being a... It's just a really overlarge mirror. Okay. Oh, this is a hard one. Okay, so let's see. Flesh to stone. I don't know. Is it called flesh to stone now? Spell? It's called something else. Does it even exist? Yeah, it does. Flesh to stone. It's a 6th level spell. You're not really the person. You're not actually using it unless somebody else uses it. And the petrification. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, you know, the Umber Hulk's gaze ability is another thing. But in essence, you're getting armor benefits, you're getting this. Oh, this is hard. Okay, so I need to make a decision about this. I have to decide whether it is equivalent to being a mirror. Is the same benefits of having a mirror? No, it's not the same benefit. Having a transparent shield is better than having a mirror. Just a handheld mirror. Better than that. This is level 6. Which should be, if I was using 5e, doesn't matter for Shadow Dark, who gives a toss. It would be rare. It would be a rare thing, because you're essentially throwing that petrification back at them. So this would be rare. Okay, all right. I guess I made a decision and I've changed my mind. Does happen. And we go back up to here. Where's the transparent mirror? And it's going to be uncommon. There we go. Uncommon. It's not mirrored. It's there. Okay, that's that one. Champion. I'm more interested in working on this sucker here. Companion shield. Bugger. Stop that, Fred. Where is it? Over here. Here we go. So cut it. Paste. Okay. The problem with me making this is I feel like all we're going to wind up doing is summoning a creature that will get eaten or killed by the game master or dungeon master. Because I have no qualms about killing animal companions. I kill the animal companion before I kill the player characters. I will kill animal companions and the NPCs, heck, even my own monsters before I kill the player characters. If I have a choice, they go first. And then we sweep up the dust after. But it's a magical thing, so it's not really a creature that is dead, because you can use it a certain number of times. Once a day makes it simple. But it is still a summoning spell that is being imbued as a magical effect into a thingy. So, summon animal. Okay, summon animal. Is there a summon animal spell? Conjure animal. There we go, conjure animal. So conjure animal is a 3rd level spell, which means this would be uncommon in terms of whatever we're trying to do here. Okay, let's try to work this out. Uncommon. Well, I'll pass and bugger it. It's not a... So let's just go here. Copy. Over here. Okay, and it's not a weapon, it's just a shield. It's common, but it's not uncommon because it needs to be, since it's 3rd level, it needs to be uncommon for it to be in the right place. 5e, so 5e, it's uncommon. And we make that there bold. Bolding. While holding the shield, you can use an action to conjure. A small creature that is depicted on the face. Small creature that is depicted on the face of the shield for 1 hour each day. Okay, right, so we got that far. What is it going to be? I don't want to get into this 8 of these and this and that, and let's just give you some animals that you can have on your shield and be done with it. The creatures that can be on the shield are I know I could cheat here. Oh, do I really want to reveal what I've been working on? No, I don't. No. So I'm going to cheat. I'm going to copy and paste from somewhere else because I already thought about all the little shit with something else. So I'm going to cheat so you can't see what I've been doing. unless you've been in my Discord and been hanging out with me, you'll have no idea what I've been cooking up recently. So we'll keep that. I want to save that for another day. So where the hell was it? I'm sure it was under either the thingy or the other thingy. Where's that other thingy? It's got to be... Oh, okay, here we go. No, is it that? No, it's not that. That's too much. That's the wrong one. It's the other one. Sorry, you guys are probably wondering, what is he up to? What is he doing? What is he looking at? Come on, show us, Fred. Okay, is it this one? I think I decided on this. Yes. Copy. And now I gotta transfer it over to the document over here, like that. And then this one, close so you can't see it. And hopefully I haven't been showing you this the whole time. You had my face. Good. So, now that I've done all this thinking, which I did outside of this live stream a while back, thinking about these sorts of things, there we go. So, there it is. Oh, shit. I need to stipulate what you can do with the damn thing, right? Because I know what you're going to do. You're going to want to have to make attacks, and do I care? It's going to die. I dare you, take it into battle. Let your dungeon master, your game master, brutally massacre this poor little magical animal. And along with any other thing that you have conjured. Okay, so it's basically conjure. It's uncommon. Okay, so it's not a big deal. They're going to use it to fight with, like, yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing. So... let it die. Let it die. It shall die a horrible death. Okay, here we go. So, while holding the shield, you can use an action to conjure a small creature that is depicted on the face of the shield for 1 hour each day. The creature can be... The creature on the shield... Creature on the shield can be ape, badger, bat, bear, bird, boar, cat, crocodile, fish, frog, rabbit, insect, octopus, rat, snake, spider, or wolf. Or wolf, not and wolf. Or wolf. You have to pick one. Is it an ape or be an ape? Okay, I think that's better. All right, I think I got that locked down. I don't know how many I've got now. I've done a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16's not 20, but 20 is close enough. Let's have a look and see what chat has to say. I've probably missed some stuff while I've been trying to figure out stuff to do that I can do with it. But yeah, okay. Let's have a little. Oh my God, there's a lot of feedback here. Shit on me. Okay, shield of diplomatic immunity can be arrested or prosecuted in foreign lands. Man, your jokes are getting pretty good, Fred Huber. Not very useful as magic items, but pretty funny. Diplomatic immunity is really, really entertaining. I'm tempted to make that magic item. Let's. I feel like it's almost perfect the way it is. It is the. Will I work it on this live stream? Probably not. But oh man, the Doom Buzzsaw shield, hot. Yeah. Shield want to be rope trick effect and printable hole on the inside. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do the portable hole on the shield, and I don't want to do the rope trick. They've been around so long. I know about these things. I've been there with them before. I don't want to do it. Shield of Shifting Faith. The shield displays a holy symbol matching the faith of whoever is wielding it. We've got something that already does that. We've already got the holy shield. It's already got that. So done. Animated shield. We already have an animated shield that can interpose between enemy attacks and. Oh no! There's an animated shield already. I think Wizards of the Coast made one. Create a pass without trace bubble. You know, Pass Without a Trace is one of the best spells in the game. Game-breakingly well. So when I think about Path Without Trace and what it does, and making a magic item that would duplicate that, I'm probably not going to make that. Plant in the ground to become a tower shield, preventing targeting while immobile. I had thought about that, Phil. I had really thought about that, because I'm sure that there was a tower shield that has done that in the past, and my experience with it, if I remember right, was in D&D 3.5, and we discovered that shield was just OP as hell. So if that is I don't know how I would make it non-OP. Hold overheat to levitate but lose AC bonus. Mental shielding effect. We've got a helmet that does that already. The buzzsaw in the background. Yes, so there are people building a house next door. Happy with anything you do with my suggestions. I'm out here throwing stuff at the wall. Keep throwing stuff. I think we've got a lot of stuff done. It's at least very rare. Which one are we talking about? I'm going to get your name wrong, by the way. I'm going to say that right now. Tokugawa Jones, is that right? You can wield this shield, commit murder, and easily get away. Yeah, I know they'll work around for the shield. Get a tattoo, call me Mr. Nobody. All right, okay. Night shield, the shield will turn any light into moonlight. I think we've got enough light stuff. Let's leave the light stuff. You can easily tattoo on dimensional curses. We'll get back to... Look, curses another day, not today. It is kind of like Find Familiar with magical abilities. It is fine. Yeah, I mean it is. I guess that's fair enough. That's true. It is kind of like Find Familiar. If I take away some of the animals, it would be Find Familiar, wouldn't it? Find Familiar. Oh, wrong place. Back again. Find Familiar. Oh, gosh. Find Familiar. Why am I having trouble with this? Probably because I'm... let's do that. Let's try this. So, first level. So, okay, I get your thoughts. It's probably not as high as I've marked it down. It can be common. It can be common. If I take some of the animals out of there that I've put in there, it would be fine. It needs to be little itty bitty things that are, rather than the great huge whacking crazy shit, right? So we take out the ape, I suppose. We take out the ape, then you don't get an ape. Take out the ape. We can keep the badger. I feel like the badger's not a big tip. The bat is alright. Badger, bat. Probably not a bear, but you could have a bird. A boar? Would a boar be alright? I think a boar might not be alright. A boar might be a problem. A cat, though. Crocodile, probably not. Why am I doing this? Let it just be uncommon. Screw it. Let's just do that. Just leave it the way it was and make it the uncommon magic item companion. Okay, so what was I doing? I was doing something. I was copying and pasting stuff from this. Okay. The shield shatters? No, the shield doesn't have to shatter. Companion shield is basically a shield of figurine. I almost feel like there's a couple of things it's kind of similar to, but I think it's fine where it is. Pass Without Trace, AD&D, was nowhere near as powerful as 5e version. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I don't like that spell that much. And I'm out of time. It is time to shut up shop. So, yeah, so I've done a few. I've got most of your ideas down. I think there's maybe only one that shield of diplomatic immunity, just too tempting to make. I don't know that anybody, if they see that, is ever going to take me too seriously. So, but it's like catnip, that little one. I feel like I have to make it. It is such a ridiculous... I mean, when is it ever going to come up? It is never going to come up. There's never going to be a time. It's like we've made a spade that allows you to dig holes better than before without falling into the hole. It is one of those really niche ideas. It's so... Okay, all right. So I need to get out of here. It's clear to me that this is going downhill. Time is up. Let's have a look at this poll. Okay, have you made magic shields for your tabletop role-playing game? Yes, 63%. No, 21%. Just watching, 10%. Incomplete, 5%. Well, I've got a few that are incomplete as well. They may never get completed, in fact. But we've got a few done. I'm glad that... all right, I got to go. It's time to get out of here. So, I'm going to say bye-bye. So for those of you who've been here watching and listening, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. For those of you who are patrons, I appreciate that you are still supporting me. Thank you for doing so. It is the first of the... Well, it's kind of like the first week of the month for me. Last week I did it early. So I think this collection of magic items will wind up going up onto Patreon at the end of the week, or maybe even today, I don't know. And I probably put it under the free tier rather than the paid tier. Everything else for the rest of the month will go under the paid tier. So we'll do one. This will be the one, the shield one. And then those of you who took part in the poll, thank you so much for taking part in the poll. And a big, huge thank you to everybody in chat who's providing ideas. So Fred Huber, Pale Rider, provided the bulk of the ideas for today. Thank you so much. To Tuagawa Jones, thank you for your feedback. Phil's going to go off and make all of the magic items that I passed up that he suggested, because that's what Phil does. Is Phil makes and creates his own stuff. So you need to go and check him out, because he's going to have something up on a website that you can buy that he's made at some point. Negative Space, thank you so much. And I think that's everybody, isn't it? That nobody else jumped in today. Oh, Agile Monk. Also, Agile Monk, thank you for being here and hanging out. Overboard, I forgot about Overboard as well. God, if I forget anybody, that was not my intention. Yeah. Okay, I lost it a little bit. Anyway, so wherever you are in the world, whether it be the morning, the afternoon, or the night, please look after yourself, your family, and your friends. Be nice to your neighbours, and hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s.